Hello and welcome again to another episode of Truly Happy Juan. Welcome po sa ating mga suki. And of course, don't forget to type in your where are you watching from. So if you're watching from Manila, type nyo dyan sa comment section watching from Manila. Or if you're watching from Cubao, watching from Cubao para alam natin kung hanggang saan itong ating broadcast umaabot. This is Truly Happy Juan and we do this every Saturdays at 5 p.m. via Facebook Live and also YouTube Live, no? And I'm Eric Calugdan. Together with us is Sir Enrico Garcia. I used to be an IT consultant for Unisys and then put up my own business called Infotext. And currently, I'm the CIO of Philpax, the CTO of Sante. You can consider me as a serial entrepreneur, no? Sir Enrico naman used to be a retail operations manager for Shell, country manager of Herbalife, and then after that became the director of operations of Avon and one of the board of directors of the Direct Selling Association of the Philippines. He is now a mindset coach and also the director for international operations for Sante. And few months back, no, nung June, sa kalagitnaan nitong mga quarantine natin, pandemic, no, kinausap ako ni Sir Enrico. Sabi niya, Eric, ano bang pwede natin gawin para matulungan naman natin ang ating mga kababayan na hindi lang puro bad news na lang yung nakikita nila sa paligid. Hindi lang puro statistics ilan na yung namatay or nag-positive yung mga ganon. So, we've come up with Truly Happy One, no, para matulungan yung mga kababayan natin. Paano nga ba maging truly happy kahit ganitong nasa pandemic tayo, no? And one, dahil yung focus ng mga topics natin is for our kababayans, no, Filipinos, no. And ang dinidiscuss natin is paano nga ba maging world-class Pinoy? Ano bang ginagawa? Anong klaseng pag-iisip meron itong mga world-class Pinoys, no? At yun yung every week na dinidiscuss natin. And today, we are already at episode 38. Wow, naka 38 weeks na tayo, Sir Enrico.
Wow.
Yes, no? And so iba-ibang topics every week, no? So ang goal natin is lahat tayo, no? Lahat tayong mga Pinoy maging world-class. Okay? By the way, don't forget to like this video, comment na rin kayo or itag nyo yung friends nyo na sa tingin nyo makakatulong sa kanila itong content na to. And you can also share the video and para wala kayong ma-miss na mga episodes sa mga susunod nating mga linggo, make sure that you subscribe. Click nyo lang yung subscribe button dyan sa baba sa YouTube, no? Or if you're on Facebook, you can join our community. Meron tayong Facebook group ng Truly Happy One. And pag member kayo doon, every week ma-update kayo ng ating mga bagong episodes, no? At kung ano yung mga topics natin. Ayan. Si Louie Alcantara is watching us, Sir Enrico. Thank you po for watching.
Thank you. Thank you, Louie.
So this week, ang topic natin is about learning a sense of community from geese. So ano ba tong topic na to? Tungkol saan, Sir Enrico?
Very relevant to, Eric. Well, first, good afternoon to you, Eric, and good afternoon to our viewers.
Good afternoon.
Oo, lalo na yung mga suki natin and those that are seeing this hearing it for the first time. So, there's a lot to learn. And, di ba, Eric, I want you to show the video, di ba, to start us off. Kasi, ang daming powerful learnings from the least likely na we probably never realized it. But there are so many powerful lessons that we can apply, not just in our personal life, professional life, business, and even just civic community, right? Yung sense of functioning as a community. Napakarami. Parang akma ito dun sa bayanihan, 'di ba? Meron na tayo ng bayanihan spirit, 'di ba? So, I don't want to preempt, 'di ba? Pero 'yan yung pag-uusapan natin and paano ba natin dapat gawin 'to para lahat tayo panalo? 'Di ba? Lalo na sa ating sitwasyon ngayon.
Yes. So papalabas natin yung video ba, sir?
Yes, unahin natin yung video and then we will talk about ano yung lessons one by one and paano niya i-relate dun sa ano ba ang relasyon niyan sa negosyo ko, sa neighborhood ko, sa personal life ko, 'di ba?
Sige. Wait lang po let me set up yung ating video. Ayan.
Yes.
Roll VTR.
Thank you.
Ayan. Galing. Line of
Galing.
one.
Galing.
Yan. Sige, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
parang
parang
malakas yung echo.
May echo.
I
Wait, sir.
yeah, I
Ayan.
hear
Yung
myself.
fan din. Patry na rin yung, yung fan. Ayan.
Okay. Yan.
Okay.
So,
Sige, sir.
napaka-powerful, Eric, that we can learn from yung behavior ng geese, 'di ba? So, we will go through each lesson, 'di ba? There are 5 lessons, 'di ba? Na pwede natin
Mhm.
matutunan, 'di ba? That is relevant to our personal, professional, and also business, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Na the lessons are powerful. And just to give credit, no, this is I attended a very powerful session on this called Breakthrough. The name of the company is Breakthrough, and this is headed still by Bart Sale, a corporate executive, and they run us through this workshop in Thailand many years ago, to be able to produce breakthroughs. No? So one powerful module was this. And of course, I took it to heart na, wow, yung lessons and learnings from this. So let's go through the lessons, Eric. Yeah.
Sige. Number one.
Yeah. I didn't even know na meron palang reason for flying in V formation. So talagang there's strength in numbers, Eric. Kasi it adds
Mhm.
70% extra flying range. Ngayon, pag teamwork tayo, mas marami tayong nagagawa kaysa yung mag-isa. 'Di ba? Yan yung implication
Mhm.
yan eh. 'Di ba? That all of them fly in that formation for a purpose, para mapalayo yung flying range nila. So you
Mhm.
can fly, you cannot cover the same distance if you were doing it on your own,
Alone. Oo.
alone, 'di ba?
Mm.
Like it or not, 'di ba? You are stronger when you work in numbers or as a team, 'di ba? People who share a
Mhm.
sense of community help each other get where they're going. Hilain natin. Ito nga yung opposite ng crab, 'di ba?
Crab
Mentality, 'di ba?
mentality. Yes.
Oo, 'di ba? Let's go travel on that track and on the trust of each other that we're all wanting to extend our flying range. Yung ating gusto patunguan o maabot,
Mhm.
'di ba? And
Correct.
of course that's not as simple, 'di ba? But we can learn from the geese.
Mhm.
They do that precisely, yung migratory patterns nila. Malayo nilalakbay nila dahil sabay-sabay sila. O
Mm.
baka may
Galing.
questions ka doon, Eric. Yeah.
Opo, hindi, comment lang. Ang naalala ko lang po kasi na V formation, pag narinig ko yung V formation is Voltes 5.
Correct.
Di ba?
Correct.
Before sila
Correct.
mag-volt in, naka V formation sila. Di ba? So, yun yung alam ko. So, doon pala pinattern ng Voltes 5, yung V formation na yan. From the
Yeah.
geese.
Right.
And yun nga, no, kapag individual sila, yung 5 parts ng Voltes 5, di ba? Yung paa lang, or ulo lang, or chest lang, or isang kamay lang. Hindi sila ganun ka-powerful versus yung nag-bolt in sila, no, na mag-form ng isang buong robot, di ba? So, hindi ko alam sa mga
Very
viewers natin kung naintindihan nila yung Voltes 5 or napanood nila yun. Panahon po namin yung Voltes 5 na yan.
Oo, alam ko 'yun na I used to enjoy that. Yeah, maganda yung tama yung analogy mo. It's the same. 'Di ba
Mm.
yung synergy, 'di ba the sum of its parts, 'di ba? It's much
Mm.
greater than the individual, 'di ba? Pag pinagsama-sama mo
Mm.
individually, it's not really as powerful. Yung synergy is pag
Mm.
pinagsama mo lahat, it's much greater, 'di ba? Then kaysa yung
Correct.
one by one, 'di ba? So, yun talaga
Yes.
yung lesson, 'di ba? So, we know this,
Oo.
this is nothing new, but it's funny that we have to learn from nature, 'di ba?
Correct, correct. Ayan,
'Di
nanonood
ba?
po sa atin si Gay Fajardo, and of course,
Wow,
my better half, si Sharon is watching, Leo Mohal is watching,
thank
and also
you.
Evelyn
Thank you.
Castañeda, ayan, is watching
Wow,
po. Yan, si
salamat,
Ronaldo
Evelyn.
Ducilia watching from Las Piñas.
Ay,
Hi from
salamat.
South Campus, sabi niya. Si
Salamat
Evelyn from
din.
VNG rin. Good
Yes,
afternoon daw.
Evelyn,
Ayan.
kasama ko 'yan sa BNG2. Yes.
Yes, sabi ni Ronaldo, wow, God's been good po, dami learnings po, God bless both of you.
Ay,
Yan. And yun
salamat.
lagi ang purpose natin dito sa Truly Happy Juan. Ayan.
Right.
So, lesson number 2.
Yes.
Ayan.
Okay. Ito, napaka-relevant ito. Pag nalaglag out of formation, nararamdaman niya yung bigat of flying alone. It moves back to take advantage of the... So, ang ibig sabihin niyan, di ba, na kahit lahat, sino, nagkakaroon ng moments ng pagsubok. We're not at our peak all the time. We will have moments when our energy, our stamina for whatever it is we're doing, may weaken for a moment, di ba? And it's not because physically, it could be mentally rin. And when that happens, mararamdaman mo yung bigat. Diba? If you're trying to do things all by yourself, especially in this situation, dun mo mararamdaman. Diba? So, we can learn from the geese na bumalik tayo dun sa ating cocoon of support, whether that's family and friends, di ba? Kasi hindi tayo at our best all the time. We're not at our strongest all the time. Whoever we are, we will have those moments. And we need to learn that, let's take advantage of the lifting power, the birds in front. Ibig sabihin, yung support group natin. All of us have, whether that's family, friends, and colleagues, di ba? Meron tayo nun. We need to also rely on them when we are not at our absolute best, di ba? In our lives, whether that's in personal, in professional, or in business. Tama ba, Eric? Does that make
Tamang-tama,
sense?
sir. Yes. Oo. So, next
Di ba?
lesson?
Yes, third lesson.
Okay. Third lesson.
Okay.
Wait, saan ba yung... Ayan. Yan.
Pag yung nagli-lead drops back into formation, merong papalit. Again, similar to lesson 2. Our leaders in whatever endeavor, at some point, they also experience yung either slight burnout, tired, di ba, na may konting pagod. They also need to have a break. Parang yung frontliners, you cannot expect the frontliners to be at 100% vigilance the whole day long. They are human too. They will reach a point they're physically, mentally, and emotionally tired. Imagine their job every day trying to save people, and when you have people dying on them, that of course, weighs them down, di ba? Because they want to save lives. So let's learn from the geese. Pag nangyayari yun, drop out ka muna, let somebody, di ba? And we should really respect each other's skills and resources. Di ba? This is so true, Eric, di ba? Matuto rin
Yep.
tayo humingi ng tulong kasi we do need it. We cannot be an island, di ba? No man's an island nga eh. Di ba? And you will experience those ups and downs, and we should, di ba? Get out first there, di ba? Take a little breather, then come back. Does that make sense, Eric?
Yes, sir. Tama-tama.
Relevant.
Lalo na yung ine-expect ng mga tao kapag leader ka, ikaw lagi, ikaw lahat. No? Which is hindi realistic kasi nga tao ka rin. No? Yung leader is also a person. And lahat tayo kailangan magkaroon ng mga breaks din.
Yeah, momentary lang naman, 'di ba? Parang yung geese, 'di ba? O sige, teka, napapagod ako, 'di ba? I've been doing this for many miles. Let me drop out formation, let somebody muna, 'di ba? And then pag na-regain ko na yung ko, balik na naman. 'Di ba? It takes courage to ask for help. It's not a weakness. Okay? 'Di ba? Most people don't want to ask for help, lalo na parents, kahit hirap na, 'di ba? They want na aakuhin nila lahat. The intention is good, but in the process, you burn out, you tire, and then of course, you're not at your peak. Can you imagine the bird, kung hindi niya gagawin yun, mahuhulog na lang yun. Right?
Yung leader, no? Yung leader nila. Yung nasa unahan.
Correct. Kung aakuhin na lang yun.
Kasi salit-salitan talaga dapat.
Correct. Share the learning, share the leadership, and encourage everyone, di ba? So that you can go farther. Di ba?
Correct.
Next lesson.
Okay, next lesson. Yeah.
Geese flying information, honk to encourage those at the front. Ito, napakaganda nito. And this will lead to one of our topics. Kanina, binigyan kitang preview, Eric. Diba? Sa English, pero sabihin ko lang sa Tagalog para hindi ko ma-preempt, okay naman mag-chismis. Basta ang i-chismis mo is positive and encouraging. And yung success ng ibang tao. Di ba? Bihira
Mm.
ka ang chismis is negative, controversial, scandal. Di ba?
Mhm.
Yung hayop nga, 'di ba? Para ma-encourage nila yung mga kasama nila, mag-honk sila para o sige, tuloy lang tayo, kaya 'yan, 'di ba? Yan yung translation. They don't even have words or our language, but they have ways to encourage each other. And not just the geese, all the other animals have their own version of that, 'di ba? They express the emotions through sounds, 'di ba? And but what they're really doing is to encourage, 'di ba? To encourage people
Mhm.
na kaya mo 'yan, 'di ba? Stick with us and we can fly together farther, 'di ba? So
Naalala ko
nagsesenyasan
'yan.
sila.
Honk, opo. So, basically yung purpose nitong pag-honk ng mga geese, para cheer yung mga nasa unahan,
Yes,
tama ba?
yes, yes, to encourage them.
Oh. Para encourage sila, parang go, go, kaya mo yan, parang gano'n. Na
Correct.
yun yung equivalent sa atin, no, ng mga
Yes,
leaders. Naalala ko
yes.
yung honk na yan. Pumunta ako sa India. Hindi ko na, I think, iba yung kultura nila dun sa India. Kasi nung pumunta ako sa India, di from airport, di ba, papunta dun sa hotel, yung sinasakyan ko na taxi, busina ng busina. Pero napapansin ko rin sa kalsada nila, busina rin ng busina. Kahit wala namang naiipit sa harap niya, wala namang ano, talagang busina lang ng busina. I think yun yung way nila rin of encouraging. Sa atin parang ano, di ba, parang it's a bad thing kapag binusinahan ka. Pero sa kanila, yung busina, parang it's a encouraging thing para sa kanila. So, may
Maybe it's
mga ganun din
welcome.
pala.
Right. Oh,
Parang
it
ganun,
could be.
parang welcome.
Yeah,
Oo.
it could be their welcome, 'di ba? And again, there yeah, tama 'yun, different cultures will have different meanings so na
Mm.
pagbusina. And yeah, literal honking 'yun, 'di ba yung busina,
Honk,
no?
oo.
Oo, 'di ba
Yeah.
yung bumusina ka sa salita, 'di ba sa
Yeah.
Tagalog. Pero here, really what we're wanting to do here is to encourage, 'di ba? Lalo na yung medyo nakikita mo nagsa-struggle sila, to cheer them on. Parang team, 'di ba? Pare kaya 'yan, 'di ba? Huwag tayong bibitaw, 'di ba? Hindi pa tapos yung
Cheer
game.
talaga, oo.
Oo, hindi pa tapos yung
Yes.
game, 'di ba? Pare we can still win this, 'di ba? So,
Correct,
yun,
correct.
'di ba?
Ayan,
Yun yung
sabi
kailangan.
ni Summer, liking and commenting for wider reach. Tama rin. Actually, sa social
Yeah.
media, para sa ating mga viewers, ganun din. So, yung parang honking, no, yung ginagawa ni Summer ngayon na nilalike niya yung video at the same time nagko-comment din. Kasi sa social media, kapag nag-like po kayo or pinusuan niyo yung video, no, or nag-comment kayo, mas pinaprioritize siya ng Facebook or ng YouTube na ipakita sa feed ng ibang mga tao rin. No? So kung sa tingin niyo natutulungan namin kayo, pwede niyo ring i-reciprocate, no, yung tulong na yon just by liking the video, no? I-like niyo siya or
Yes.
pusuan niyo or mag-post kayo ng comments, no? Like yun nga, where are you watching from, or kung may questions kayo or feedback, no? Pwede niyo pong gawin yon para ma-reciprocate naman yung tulong na nabibigay namin, no? Or kung gusto niyo i-appreciate, then yun, isang like lang or isang puso lang dyan, okay na okay po yun. Para mas marami tayong matulungan din dito sa ating Truly Happy One na program. Thank you, Summer,
Salamat.
for that tip.
Salamat, Summer. Correct. Good insight. Yeah. So, sabi nga natin, di ba, i-chismis natin yung success ng ibang tao. O yun, magandang chismis yun, di ba? Kasi yung
Correct.
positive, yung success, yun ay chismis natin. Huwag yung negative or derogatory or scandal, di ba? Di ba? Bihira yung
I-chismis
chismis
ang
about
mga
good.
success. Oo.
Yun, di ba? And may topic
Magiging
tayo
topic
niyan.
natin yan sa mga correct sa mga susunod na episodes. So para hindi nyo ma-miss yan, make sure that you subscribe sa YouTube. May subscribe button dyan sa baba ng YouTube or maging part kayo ng ating Truly Happy One group sa Facebook. Ayan.
Yes.
Next lesson, sir?
Next, and the last lesson,
Ito na
di
yung
ba?
last, no? Ayan. Yes.
Oo. O ito, 'di ba? Pag nagkasakit yung goose, 'di ba? Dalawa sa kanila will drop out of formation and follow it down to help and protect it. If we have as much sense as geese, we will stand by each other in difficult times as well as when we are strong. Eric, this is even more relevant now. Ang daming namamatay. Some of them are friends. In fact, we are attending a funeral right now of
Mm-hmm.
he used to be a senior executive, and he passed on because of COVID. And ang dami, that's
Wow.
just one, and I'm napakarami. And people, right now are looking for yun, di ba? This is the time to show that support, di ba? Especially when they're not easy times. And again, not just for COVID, in your personal life, in your professional, and even business, we will all have challenges. May mga pagsubok, di ba? And that's when ang ginagawa ng geese, pag may nakikita sila nahihirapan, they'll drop out of the line and go down and help it. Can
Mm-hmm.
you imagine that, di ba? Ito yung mentoring coaching, di ba? Ito yung equivalent natin,
Mm-hmm.
di ba? Pakikinggan, bibigyan ng oras, tutulungan, di ba? Sa kanila, bababa sila, aayudahan nila yan to fly, di ba? In their
Mm-hmm.
world, di ba? Let's lift this one. Literally, di ba?
Correct.
And that happens, syempre, when
Galing.
they're, di ba? Ang galing nung lessons eh. Actually, that's why I wanted to share this because there's really talagang so close yung parallelism, di ba? And lessons that we can learn from them, di ba?
Napansin ko lang din, sir, no? May mga numbers na naka-indicate dito eh. 'Di ba? Sabi niya, when a goose, so ibig sabihin isang goose nagkasakit,
Correct.
two geese no drop out. So hindi lang isa yung tumutulong dun sa nagkasakit, kundi multiples, no? At least two. Ang
Yes.
galing, paano kaya nila na-monitor yun, no? I mean, yung mga pinag-aralan itong lesson na to. Talagang
Yeah.
ganun yun nangyayari, no? Hindi hindi
Yeah.
hindi nila sinabi na 2 to 3 or 2 to 4. Talagang 2. Marunong
Yeah.
magbilang itong mga geese na to.
Yeah,
Galing,
they
no?
they they really, yeah, to your point, they really extend that sense. Kaya nga the lessons are so powerful. Kasi obviously this is, the animal kingdom, and what you might observe as ordinary behavior, for
Mhm.
those that are keen observers, ang dami mong matututunan. To your point, 'di ba? It's not just one kasi mahirapan yung isa eh. You need two
Mhm.
nga naman, 'di ba? Lalo na kung medyo handicap na yung isa. 'Di ba?
Ang gusto kong
Tutulungan
makita,
nila yun.
paano kaya nila tinutulungan yung isa na nagkasakit, no? I mean, dinadala nila left and right sa wings kaya nila, ganun ba yun? Kaya dalawa?
Well, yeah, literally for some that's what they do. Eagles will do the same. Mind you, if you watch the Air Forces, 'di ba? O yung Top Gun, remember that? When
Mhm.
somebody's
Mhm.
meron sila yung wingman, and pag
Okay.
somebody has gotten shaken up, somebody will escort them, be beside them, guide them through. I mean, we do this, 'di ba? And it's really just it's just powerful, 'di ba? Na, the lessons that we can learn. In other words, it's really extending the help, 'di ba?
Mhm.
And that we will have our moments, our low moments for whatever reason, 'di ba? We are
Kailangan
not
talaga. Yes.
yeah, we're not going to be at our peak all the time,
Ang
'di
galing.
ba?
So, kung meron tinatawag na crab mentality, di ba? Yun yung lagi natin naririnig, crab mentality.
Pull down.
Ang exact opposite nun is yung
Is the
goose community.
yeah.
No? Yung geese
Yeah.
community. Yun yung exact opposite niya. So,
Yeah.
dapat ang pinopromote natin is how to be a geese, no, in our community. Or tama ba? How to be a goose pala. How to be
Yeah,
a
a
goose
ghost.
in our
Oh,
community instead of
yeah.
being a crab, no, and have a crab mentality.
Yeah.
Di ba?
Where
Ganun,
you're
ganun
trying
pala dapat.
where you're trying to pull down
Galing.
everyone. Instead of pull down,
Mm-mm.
lift everyone up so that you can fly farther and
Lahat
longer.
kayo, no? Correct,
Lahat
correct.
kayo. Ibang-iba, 'di
Mm-mm.
ba? Ang ganda nung image eh.
Yeah.
Yes, Eric.
Parang katulad din po nung lesson na before, no, na yung 1 plus 1, hindi siya 2, kung hindi it's parang 4 or exponential. Di ba?
Correct.
Yung ganong mindset or skill set na pag kinumbine mo 1 and another 1, hindi siya 2 lang. It's more
Yeah,
than 2.
right. Right. So,
Ganon yung
paano
effect.
mo paano mo 'to magamit in your business, lalo ikaw, Eric? 'Di ba? I always
Mm.
remember you. Ikaw yung CEO, ikaw yung marketing, ikaw yung accounting, 'di ba? I'm
Yes.
sure not all the time because of you require your kind of profession, or I should say your business requires so much brain power. Of course there will be moments that you're not going to be at your usual peak, right?
Mhm.
Writing code and still running a business, 'di ba? And that's the time that you maybe the other people in yung geese community mo can lend
Mhm.
you that helping hand, 'di ba? As you regain your, 'di ba? Babalik naman eh, 'di ba?
Correct, correct. Well, sa akin, sa business namin sa Infotex, no, yung geese community namin is ako at si Sharon. So, talagang
Right.
napakalaking tulong na nandiyan si Sharon kasi siya yung tumutulong naman in terms of yung financial management ng company, yung monitoring ng finances, yung banking, yung mga ganun na kumakain din ng oras, no? So, nafi-free up yung oras ko para magawa naman yung ibang mga kailangan gawin din, no? Yung yun nga, yung sabi
Right.
yung coding, pagma-market ng business, pagpunta sa mga lalo na before the pandemic, no, na kailangan mong puntahan talaga yung mga clients for meetings. Very time consuming siya. And para ma-multiply nga, yun nga, 1 plus 1, ako plus si Sharon, yung results na lumalabas is talagang madami, no? More than 2 talaga yung results na lumalabas.
Right. And even your clientele form part of the geese community, 'di ba?
Mhm.
They also help
Yes,
you,
sa bagay, correct.
'di ba?
Parang
They
kayo.
they yeah,
Oo. Yeah,
they
yung
help
mga clients.
co-create, co-develop, 'di ba? And it
Mhm.
it helps everyone move farther and bigger, 'di ba?
Correct, correct.
So,
Marami rin kami actually na clients, tama. Ngayon ko rin naalala na marami kaming mga clients na sila mismo dahil na natuwa sila sa service namin or sa products and services namin, no, nire-refer nila kami dun sa iba rin nilang mga kakilala na saan nyo nakuha yan, paano nyo nakuha yan. So, nire-refer kami, no? And lumalabas yung mga referrals from our existing clients, no, mas malaki yung closing rate, no, na nako-close namin siya at kumukuha sila, no. So, yun nga, tulungan talaga dito sa business na 'to.
yeah, yan yung honk, yung sinasabi mo. They're honk,
Yeah.
chinichismis nila yung magandang balita, magandang karanasan, yung kanilang kagustuhan tumulong sa iyo, 'di ba? So,
Yes, ayan.
they're part of your community. Yeah.
Correct. Ayan, sabi po ni Summer, ichismis natin ang endeavors ng friends. Kaya, alam nyo ba, may virtual job fair on April 21 and 22. Ayan, si Summer ang
Very
lead
good.
dyan. Register ka na sa jobquest.ph and fill out the online application form and be ready to be interviewed in real time. Wow, high-tech na ngayon. No, dati mga meetings mga interview kailangan face to face. Ngayon online na and in real time. Baka ma-hire ka on the spot. Ayan. Galing ng
Galing.
ads ni Summer. Ayan. Sabi niya
Right.
tulungan lang 'yan. Not everything is about money. Correct.
Absolutely, 'di ba? And yun na nga, 'di ba? So alam na natin 'to eh, 'di ba? It's this is not really new. What is new is, how we can learn from, 'di ba? What nature has known ever since. And that's how they behave, that's how they survive. Literally, 'di ba?
Mhm.
That's how they survive. By doing
Correct.
all these things, 'di ba? Otherwise they will perish, 'di ba?
Yep.
Mawawala sila. So, it's again just reminding everyone, 'di ba? Na hindi ka pwedeng ikaw yung nasa head ng V formation the entire journey,
Oo.
'di ba? Mapapagod ka
Correct.
rin, 'di ba? So, ang ganda nung imagery, 'di ba? So, that's why I
Mm.
wanted us to talk about this because we can and should, lalo na yung situation natin ngayon. Okay, paano natin
Mhm.
ma-apply yun, Eric? One that's
Mhm.
very relevant. Please, wag nang lumabas. Kasi yun talaga yung magiging and what that will do is kawawa yung health workers natin. Aside from you, 'di ba? Yung health workers talagang wow, kawawa sila.
Correct.
They don't sleep, they eat at odd hours just to save people. 'Di ba? So
Correct.
let's do our part, 'di ba? Let's do everything to try and avoid to get sent to the hospital. Lalo na
Yes.
kung
And kung oo, kung hindi naman siya necessary, no, tapos sabihin mo na malakas yung resistensya mo, wala kang
walang
symptoms, hindi mo nararamdaman yung mga gano'n. Kahit gano'n po yung nangyayari, pwede kang maging carrier ng virus. Yun yung malala eh. 'Di ba? Pwedeng hindi nga
absolutely.
ikaw yung magkasakit. Pero dahil may resistensya ka or na-vaccinate ka na, pero pwede ka pa ring maging carrier, 'di ba? So, yun yung iwasan natin. And yun nga, makakatulong tayo na ma-minimize, mapababa pa itong ating mga COVID cases. kapag lumalabas tayo, only kapag super needed na lang talaga, hindi yung for leisure lang, 'di ba? Or hindi necessary. So as much as
Right.
possible, tama. Stay home. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Meron
Eh
bang
well, connected
question?
na rin doon
Yeah.
yung ano rin. By the way, kung may mga questions po kayo mga viewers, type nyo lang dyan sa comment section sa Facebook or dyan sa chat sa YouTube, no? And dito try natin sagutin po yan. Type nyo lang yung inyong mga questions. And yung ano rin, related doon sa dinidiscuss natin about sa COVID din, kanina merong webinar ang PGH, no? Na how do you take care of COVID cases at home? 'Di ba? So, ganun din. Kung kayang i-isolate sa bahay, 'di ba? Alagaan sa bahay po natin gawin. Huwag na nating dalhin sa ospital. No, dahil puno na yung capacity ng mga hospitals natin. So, kung kaya nating gawin sa bahay, gawin po natin sa bahay yung isolation and care para sa mga nag-positive. And meron silang qualification. Hindi ko lang natapos dahil meron tayong truly happy one. May mga qualifications. So, check nyo lang yung qualifications kung pasado naman kayo to do a home care style instead na sa hospital, better home care na lang.
Right.
Diba?
So, maganda yan eh. That's why we're talking about that. Kasi like, ang dami, I'm sure we all see, di ba? But the most dangerous part pala, yung viral, yung replication is deadliest or highest during yung asymptomatic stage or yung wala kang symptoms.
Correct,
Yun
wala
yung,
kang symptoms.
yun yung grabe yung by the time punta ka sa next phase where yung tinatawag nila
Nakapag-spread ka na.
Oh yeah. And in fact, pababa na
Oo.
yung replication nagawa na ng virus yung dapat niyang gawin, which is na-replicate na niya. So the damage has been done and then you move to the next phase, which is you're starting to feel yung shortness of breath. So, yun yung kaya nga the biggest impact if you want to prevent is really when you are asymptomatic. Kasi doon nangyayari yung kaya nga kumakalat. Kasi kala mo, wala akong okay ako. Yun nga,
Yung pala
dala-dala mo.
super spreader ka na.
Correct.
Oo.
So yun yung...
Ayan, meron po nag-comment, sir. From Facebook, sabi niya, thank you for the wisdom. It is both timeless and timely. But it is worth mentioning that our country has been colonized by Spain, which is more than 400 years or 400 years, di ba? And US, and they also colonized our minds. Correct. And in fact, may topic tayo supposed to be about that, di ba, sir? Yung colonization, after colonization. Ayan.
Yes.
Example, they make us memorize the smallest fish, smallest carabao, and they even make a song about planting rice is never fun, but in Japan, farmer is considered rich. Parang hindi ko inabutan yun. Anyways, because they are afraid of our Urduhas. Hindi rin ako masyado familiar doon. The warrior archetype among Filipinos to begin with.
Yeah.
Baka generation nyo to, sir.
Definitely. So I thank you. I thank you for the and I don't know if you're watching this the first time, but I remember Eric and I did an episode where we were discussing yung pagka-program sa atin napakalakas. So you're absolutely right na yun yung kalaban natin, that we've always been programmed by the Spaniards and Americans na second-class citizen tayo kahit ang gagaling ng Pinoy. So mentally, we know we're good. Pero in our hearts, di ba, nandun pa rin, and in our minds, nandun pa rin yung seed of doubt na parang we're always second class. Natumbok nyo po, exactly, this is why we're doing this. Because to tell our countrymen, that was the past. That doesn't need to shape our future. Does it impact it? Yes. Has it been a part of our lives? Yes. Do you need to carry that into the future? Well, you can make a choice. Right? I cannot undo 450 years of colonization, 400 with the Spaniards and the 50 with the Americans, but I can choose not to have that program operate in our software here for the future. Is it going to be easy? No. Can you do it? Absolutely. Should you do it? Of course.
Correct. At yun ang dahilan kung bakit meron tayong truly happy one. No? Dahil masyadong na-program yung mga isip nating mga Pinoy ng mga nag-colonize sa atin. Yan, kasama na dyan yung mga Kastila, yung mga Amerikano, no? At marami silang na-instill na mindset sa mga Pinoy, no, na kailangan nating i-break 'di ba? Para maging truly happy tayong mga one, 'di ba? Yan
Eric,
sabi ni Maan kay Abiab, na-miss ka namin sa Enrico kanina. VNG to
oo,
represent.
oo nga Maan, my apology ay alam ni Eric, we were in the same meeting
Oo,
kanina.
magkasama sa meeting.
Oo,
Oo.
unplanned 'yun, unplanned na talagang medyo urgent. So hindi talaga, eh, akala ko makakasingit pero it extended nga well beyond. So yes, thank you Maan. So balik ko lang dun, yung Urduha archetype, yung sinasabi nung ating Facebook user. Absolutely, yung warrior. We have that in us, 'di ba? And totoo, tama siya, 'di ba? Kasi nga, 'di ba si Rizal, bakit why was he, 'di ba, eventually executed? Because he's a threat. Ini-expose niya, edukado siya, ini-expose niya yung ginagawa. Siyempre, threat ka,
Mm,
'di ba?
correct.
Kasi pinapakita, alam mo at nilalabanan mo yung exploitation, 'di ba? So,
Mm,
yun yung kailangan natin, 'di ba? Na we become truly Filipino, 'di ba? Tingnan nyo nga, the strongest cultures are the ones that were not colonized, 'di ba? Thailand,
mm,
Japan, 'di ba? Japan, there was a brief moment pero kaya intact na intact yung culture nila, 'di ba?
hindi
Tingnan mo.
sila na-colonize.
No, 'di ba? That's why
Mm,
they believe in them sa Thailand. Even in sports, yung Thailand, they become world class because they don't have this concept na there was never somebody that took over them and told them what to do. I mean, we cannot undo that, 'di ba? Kasi tapos na yun. But yeah,
mm.
you study that, 'di ba?
Wow, okay, ah.
Oh,
Anyways,
oh,
sa isang lesson, yung, isang naalala ko rin sir 'no, yung kapag mag-isa ka lang talagang mararamdaman mo yung resistance 'no. Kung naalala ko yung club natin, yung before yung magkasama tayo 'di ba, meron tayo yung concept ng charging 'di ba, na kapag magkakasama tayo dun sa club nare-recharge tayo 'di ba, na
correct.
na yung, battery
Stay
natin nagfu-full
stay close
charge
to the
kapag
campfire.
magkakasama tayo. Stay close to the campfire. Kasi pag lumabas ka sa grupo na yon, di ba? Lumabas ka sa community na yon, maraming negatrons sa labas. Yung mga negatrons na yon, yung mga sinasabi hindi mo kaya yan, hindi totoo yan, or hindi yan magiging successful, sila naman yung nagdi-discharge sa'yo. Di ba? So, as long as nando ka sa maling community na nagdi-discharge sa'yo, mga negatrons, talagang madi-discharge ka hanggang sa malobat ka, hanggang sa ma-battery empty ka na. Di ba? So, kailangan mong maghanap din ng community, maghanap ng grupo, no? Kung saan ka marirecharge, di ba? Hanggang sa maging full bat ka na. No? Yung mag-cheer sa'yo, yun nga, yung honk ng mga geese, di ba? Mag-cheer sa'yo, yung mag-encourage sa'yo, at talagang walang imposible dun sa community na yon, di ba? And tayo, Sir Enrico, di ba? Marami tayong mga communities. We have yung VNG community, no? Every week nagmi-meet tayo every week via Zoom. By the way, sa mga viewers natin kung hindi familiar sa VNG at gusto niyo sumali sa VNG, every week nagmi-meet kami to exchange mga business ideas, no? Mga business tips, no? Kung gusto niyo sumali, type niyo lang diyan sa comment section or sa chat, VNG, no? Victory November Golf, VNG. Meron din kami sa church naman, yung small group namin every Monday naman yun ng gabi, no, na we study mga business principles, no, from the Bible. So, yun
Right.
naman, that's another community, no, that helps us increase our wisdom din, our knowledge about how to do business naman the biblical way, di ba? In fact, nandun yung how do you manage money, how do you earn income, how do you hire, how do you fire. Lahat yun, actually, merong mga principles na malilift mo straight from the Bible. So, yun yung dinidiscuss naman namin every Monday. Ayan, sabi nga ni Summer, surround yourself, no, with the right people. Yung people that will recharge you. Di ba? We need to lift each other. Tama. Perfect.
Right. And that's why nga maganda yung sinabi ni Summer. That's why gusto natin yung example ng geese because they're heavy, 'di ba? They're heavy birds but they fly. And to keep themselves there and to be able to move a long distance, they really have to lift each other literally, 'di ba? And
Mhm.
figuratively. To fly that range that they cover of malayong malayo, kailangan palitan. And one will tire, then let someone. So, yeah, literally, that's what we need to do. Lift each other
Yep.
up instead to pull them down, di ba?
Correct. So, what are our takeaways from our episode today? Type niyo po dyan sa comment section or sa chat dyan sa YouTube. No? Type niyo po ang inyong mga takeaways for our topic. Ako, ang takeaway ko dito is talagang napaka-importante, no? Yung reverse ng crab mentality, which is ito na, yung geese community. No? Now, we have to look for our own geese community, no, that will recharge us and help us and encourage us and inspire us. No, hanapin natin yung community na yan and stick to that community. No, always be in that campfire as much as possible. Now, if you are the leader of that community, yun din, no? Isa rin yun sa kailangan nating i-take note na tao lang din tayo. Hindi tayo dapat laging tayo. So we have to have some breaks din sometime, di ba? And look for an alternative or a backup, no, para hindi naman tayo lagi at ma-stress out, di ba? So, yun ang
Right.
aking takeaways. Kayo po, ano yung inyong takeaway? Ayan, sabi ni
It's
isang Facebook
yeah.
user natin, key takeaway, stand by each other in their most difficult times and strongest moments. Be a goose in your community. Yeah, pwede rin yun. You be the
Amen.
goose in your community. Correct.
Yes. Kung sino man si Facebook user, that was my takeaway on top of what Eric shared. If you are part of that community, be that lead goose in other communities, 'di ba? Ikaw yung
Mhm.
mag-encourage nun, 'di ba? Para sila rin they can fly farther and in greater and cover greater distance, 'di ba?
Correct.
So
Sabi rin ni Leo Mohal, learn to detach from people who weigh you down. Focus on people who lifts you up. Galing.
absolutely. Absolutely, Leo.
Yep.
Thank you. Kasi, yeah, choice mo yan. Di ba? Lumayo ka dun sa mga magbababa sa iyo who do nothing but just pull you down instead of celebrate you and encourage you.
Correct.
Di ba? Tama
Tama.
yun.
Correct. Galing, galing. Okay. So next would be our topic for next week. Next week
Ex-
episode is 3 ways to earn income. No? So ako naman yung
ex-
mag-share. Ano ba yung tatlong ways to
excited
earn
ako dito.
income? Yung tawag namin, Plan A, B, C. So ngayon, pwedeng
And,
nasa Plan A ka. Meron ka bang Plan B? At ano yung Plan C? Di ba, Sir Enrico?
right. Yes, and I'm excited kasi ako naman mag-i-interview kay Eric. Di ba? Kasi
Next week yan.
next week yun. I really suggest you listen to this because this is ito yung sinabi ng Facebook user natin na na-program tayo that the only way to create wealth is plan A, which I will not tell you now, but you will learn what that means next week. That's programming. Na-program tayo, ganun lang mag-create ng wealth. Never tayo na-program
Correct.
dun sa sabihin ni Eric. That's why you will get a lot of on how to really create and manage wealth. Di ba?
Yes. And para hindi nyo ma-miss yung episode na yan, make sure that you subscribe. Sa YouTube, libre lang po. Press nyo lang yung subscribe button dyan sa baba, kulay red sa YouTube. Libre po yan. Or if you want, you can also search sa Facebook, Truly Happy Juan. By the way, yung link sa Facebook group natin, nandyan din sa description nitong video. Click nyo yon para maging part kayo ng community at wala kayong ma-miss na mga episodes natin. Lalong-lalo yung episode next week, which is, yun nga, 3 ways to earn income. Kasi ang alam natin is yung na-brainwash sa atin is Plan A lang. Wala pa masyadong nakakaalam ano yung Plan B and Plan C. So, next week po yan, make sure that you tune in. Okay. So, let's end our episode with our usual Panatang Makabayan. So, itaas po natin ating kanang kamay at bigkasin ang Panatang Makabayan. Iniibig ko ang Pilipinas, aking lupang sinilangan, tahanan ng aking lahi. Kinukupkup ako at tinutulungan upang maging malakas, masipag at marangal. Dahil mahal ko ang Pilipinas, diringgin ko ang payo ng aking mga magulang. Susundin ko ang tuntunin ng lipunan. Tutuparin ko ang tungkulin ng mamamayang makabayan. Naglilingkod, nag-aaral at nagdarasal ng buong katapatan. Ialay ko ang aking buhay, pangarap at pagsisikap sa bansang Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po and we will see you again